As the last words, I'd like to share a couple of dev info with you. This whole application is made up of several modules. First, there's the data model. It is the definition of the objects that describe a service, complete with the validations. Then there is the web service module that is used for retrieving or saving information from or to the database. It's used by all the other modules such as the call control module written as a SIP servlet application, the web admin module which is a plain Java servlet web application, and the dynamic voice XML dialog module. It took me 2 straight weeks to design and implement all those modules. The most difficult part was the call control module, because I had to deal with concurrency. There are so many SIP signals coming in asynchronously from all the participants in the call session, and I had to check with the protocol specification, best practices, and the way the signaling with external components such as CSCF or media gateway is designed in the target environment. Fortunately, I already have the pattern. That's why I could squeeze the implementation time to only 2 weeks. That pattern was also the one I used when I implemented the other application written with SIP servlet, the call recording application. Both of them share a common characteristic. They are basically a hierarchical state machine. So for each call leg, you have an object that maintains its own state. I call it dialogue. So for example, in a plain point-to-point session, there are 2 dialogues or 2 legs, the caller dialogue and the callee dialogue. Then there's a dialogue coordinator that represents the entire call session, holding those legs and listening to the state change in those legs and react accordingly. As you might have guessed, this kind of application is ripe with possibility of finding bugs. In other words, for software testers, this is exciting. So yes, even though the testing has been integral part of my coding activity, I will still schedule a couple of weeks to do more testings, employing all the testing methods and tricks that I know to test various aspects of the application, such as resilience to bad inputs, error handlings. For example, I'm constantly worried that poor error handlings will cause some call sessions dangling, and this might affect the billing seriously. To find bugs in those areas, great testers are required and welcome. And finally, thanks to NetBeans 6.1 and Sailfin SIP servlet container, and also FoxPilot voice XML browser, they all rock. They made my development effort much more enjoyable.